Hello YouTube, welcome to a potential new series where I'm going to play Minecraft and it is going to have natural regeneration disabled, meaning that in all essence it is going to be ultra hardcore, like the game mode, except there's going to be less stabbing other players and more other things stabbing me. Okay, we are now in the world, and I'm just going to do /seed. There is the seed, if any of you want it. It will also be in the description, if I remember to put it there. But one of the first things I'm going to find is a village, because even if I don't end up using the villagers for anything, it's still nice to have that be a possibility. So I'm going to frequently check in with, like, coordinates. But yeah, besides that, this is going to be my first, like, actually edited video. So it might take a bit longer to get done than the others. I just realized I've kind of, like, not uploaded anything in a while. And I've been really wanting to make edited content, but I just didn't know what to do or how to do it. The current editing software I'm using is, like, just the default Microsoft Clipchamp, which is not very good, but it gets the job done, and I'm not sure, like, if any of the Sony, I think, editing softwares are free, like the Sony or the Adobe ones. I think one of them is, but besides that, I'm not really sure. I saw Stony Beach over here a couple seconds ago, which is what I'm heading towards. And yeah, we're just gonna mine up some stone. We're just getting some stone, and then we're actually off to go find a village. It's probably not going to be the closest village, on account of that, like, not being possible or likely. I'd say more likely over possible, because it definitely is possible to find the nearest village, but I'd just say it's not very likely. Copper is getting a new use in the next update, which I think is cool. And I may actually just have this world be on the snapshots when those start coming out, and then we're just gonna kind of progress through the snapshots as they're, like, published. Because I think it'd be cool to kind of just have a playthrough that actually evolves with what's being, like, made for the game, instead of just kind of being in 1.21.7, which, speaking of which, I think this is the furthest decimal that a Minecraft update has ever been, which is kind of weird to think about. The sun is starting to descend, so I should probably make an axe and find some sheep. Anyway, I did find a couple groups of sheep. I already got rid of one by now, which means I should have 6 wool. Yeah, 6 wool. I've seen a couple of bees, just, like, out and about. We're going to just stick with the white bed. I mean, there's also... Can you turn tulips into dye? Oh, you can. We're gonna go with the classic old red bed, then, because I like the red bed. Oh, we ran into our first dilemma already. I'm out of sprint. This isn't, like, a huge issue. I almost just locked in and made a furnace out of mutton. But yeah. We're just gonna cook some food and probably set out after that. Okay, so I've cooked a bit of food, and we're now on our way, but I did just see a goat, which I could try and get a goat horn. It's so useless, but I just like finding them. Also, goats are like such an underappreciated mob. I wish they would have stuck with like being able to milk goats. I'm not sure if you can do that in game. I guess it's really going to show that I don't know much about the recent updates. Well, specifically about the 1.18, I want to say. Given the fact that, you know, didn't even know something as simple as if goats can be milked. Although that does seem kind of random, given that they then serve the same purpose as cows. Okay, the sun is descending, and I guess that means it is time to sleep on the first night. Which I guess just means we're more on our way. Current coordinates are 300-ish, 1,000-ish, so I've gone a little bit, but I've also not been going for that long. I hope I find a village soon. Oh, and there is the first half-hearted damage we're going to take. I say going to because I know that there's going to be more, which reminds me I need to be looking for oxeye daisies, because that is going to be like my only source of regen, which I will explain when I actually get to making them into the regen. So stay tuned for that, because you might learn about a new Minecraft mechanic. Ooh, okay, I just saw something in the distance that is going to help us a little bit. I just need one of them, but I'd like to get at least 10 of them. And I did also see another form of it. I was just like standing on a tree, by the way. That's gonna sound like really odd. But yeah, there's a dark forest right here, which may not seem significant at first, but they spawn with these big mushrooms. And funny thing about these big mushrooms is that they drop little mushrooms. Trust me, this is useful, especially for our purposes. But yeah, I'm just gonna harvest a couple mushrooms, and we will then once again be on our way. Okay, I just took another very stupid heart of damage, which means I may have to spoil the funny mechanic a bit earlier than I thought I would need to, because I'm very uncomfortable with being a heart and a half down all of the time. Okay, I just found a shipwreck, which may lead us to our first diamonds, which is going to be very cool. Also, I think finding Curse of Binding leather equipment would be kind of funny. I don't think I'm going to equip it, I just said it'd be funny. Okay, so we got a couple trims, bit of iron, bit of lapis, bit of that, bit of iron nuggets. I'm about to take another heart of damage. Okay, yeah, we're going to need to do that sooner than later. But I will get the other chests, which this one should have a buried treasure map, and this one should have some food, which I should probably not trust as much as I do, but there's about a 1 in 16, I want to say, chance. That one gave me weakness, and this one gave me poison, the one effect I did not want. Yeah, okay. So I will just keep talking over it, but we need to go southeast, so this way. Okay, so we're now on land, And there is a kind of cool trick you can do if you know any of the F3 keybinds, which I currently have. Yeah, like the extra thing that the extra item information on. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but it's something along those lines. And if you hit F3B, you turn on hitboxes, which is not what I wanted to do. But if you hit F3-8, no, F3H is advanced tooltips. F3G is the chunk borders. And then if you hit F3, and if you look at the block coordinates right beneath the XYZ coordinates, and you go to 9, 9 in the chunk, and then you dig down, you will always find the treasure, should it be in that chunk. We've actually gotten real lucky with, like, the stuff. Yeah, I'm taking this potion of water breathing. I've learned that shipwrecks are a pretty bad idea to fare when natural regen is disabled. I'm gonna go to this other shipwreck, drink the potion of water breathing, and then we go. Buried treasure map, it leads to the same one. We cannot swim through this, which means we have to excruciatingly break this slab. And then this would be the captain's chest, which just has a bit of stuff in it. I really don't like keeping iron nuggets on me, just because they take up they just take up too much space, and I never remember to craft them back into iron nuggets. So yeah, we're off to find a village again. Okay, on that note, I've not found something notable, like, on land, but rather under the land, being a ruined portal, which just had a bit of gold, and... Okay, I heard a concerning noise. I'm going right away from this. But what it had was a sword, bit of gold, and a lodestone, which I actually like using because they changed the recipe, which, should I remember, will be up on the screen now, as well as the old one. The recipe changes just kind of make it easier to, use lodestones. And especially with bundles, you can fit like 30 different waypoints into one item slot. It's just really cool. I like it. And we've now found an acacia forest, which is kind of cool. But we need to sleep, or else I will actually probably die here. Which, it would suck to die on the second night. Like, first night, I can do with. Like, anything past, like, the 10th night, I can also do with. But the second one, no. The second night, no bueno. Oh, we have 19 oxide daisies. Okay, yeah. In that case, we're just gonna get on with the thing. So, this might be a well-known fact, this might not be. If you take mushrooms and make you mushroom stew, and then you mix it with flowers, you get suspicious stew, which, depending on the effect, or depending on the flower, will have different effects. Like, one of them gives blindness, lilies of the valley give poison, wither roses give withering, and oxeye daisies give regeneration. Just enough to heal 1 heart worth. I should be very concerned that there's a drowned nearby. But for now, we're just gonna stay at, like, half health, which is not too good, not too bad. Okay, a jungle. Really the only thing to note in a jungle is, like, bamboo and, the stupid jungle temples. Because jungle temples are a source of decent items and, pretty good. They're not pretty good things. Decent loot and, like... Oh, no. No. But they're sources of decent loot and a few sticky pistons, I believe exactly 3. But we're just going to heal up a bit more. Because I'm very low, which very scares me. Okay, I'm back to about half health. I've got 2 mushrooms of each type, which leaves me with 2 extra heart, well, 1 extra heart of health should I take more damage. Because I really like to keep a mushroom of each type, just for farming later. Because I, oddly enough, prefer farming mushrooms to doing anything with potions. Okay, and we've done it. We've found a village. That's really all I wanted to get to in this episode. Uh, so I will get on with editing. Actually, yeah, no, never mind. No, I will not get on with editing. I will get on with looting, and then I will edit. Because hay bales are a lot of food. That's it. I'm just gonna get the hay bales. That being said, see you all in the next one. I will grab the hay bales and edit the video.